on, everybody out there? This is Popular Stranger, and we are back at you again today with another Madden 24 Ultimate Team video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the free agency promo, which will be dropping in-game on Thursday afternoon. We're going to talk about what to expect, what free content you might be able to get, and also the players that could be getting upgrades, including how to prepare for them. So let's go ahead and jump right on into it. I'm going to pull up, this is, I believe, Pro Football Focus's free agency tracker, just to give you an idea, and a lot of you probably pay attention to this already, but just to give you an idea of what players we might expect from this promo, some of the bigger names, some lower overall cards. We're definitely going to see 97 overall champions and 98 overall LTDs, and we'll talk about how you can pre-build some sets for those cards in a moment. It's going to come down to two players at quarterback, Kirk Cousins and Russell Wilson. And by the way, probably with the champions, maybe the LTDs, maybe both. We've seen this in years past. They're going to get all 32 team chems. I'm not a huge fan of it when it comes down to it, but that's how the free agency promo has operated for several years. As far as the players that have already signed to new teams like Kirk Cousins and Russell Wilson, etc., will the existing cards that they have get updated with team chems? The answer for that is likely yes. As to when that happens, it could be on Thursday. It could end up being on Friday. I know a lot of times in Madden Ultimate Team, when things like that happen, new chems are added, it happens on Fridays, but they definitely should update it. I could also see a situation, because seen it in years past, where we'll just say J.K. Dobbins, for example, would start, or if he gets a free agency card, assuming he does, it would have either no team chem or Ravens team chem, and then if and when he signs with a team, they would update that card to basically give him double team chem, his new signed team and Ravens, or if he re-signed with the Ravens, he would get double Ravens team chem. That's something that they did in last year's game. So at quarterback, I think we either see a higher overall Russell Wilson or Kirk Cousins. If I had to guess, it's going to be Cousins, because his last card was an unstoppable card from that promo back in like October, maybe even late September, and it's an 87 overall. Russ has a 91. I definitely expect Saquon to get a new card here, seeing that he signed with the Eagles. I think he's either going to be a champion or an LTD with a 97 or a 98 overall, and could potentially be one of those cards that gets all 32 NFL team chems. Because of that, there's a lot of big running backs on this list. Derrick Henry will probably not get a card, considering he has that Season 5 card. I know there's so many exceptions this year with people getting duplicate cards. TJ Watt in the Season 5 Field Pass and Team of the Year. Patrick Peterson with a weekly wild card and then the Season 5 card. So it could happen, but I don't think we're going to see a Derrick Henry free agency card. We could see somebody like DeAndre Swift or Austin Eckler. I know Swift just recently got a card, but it's a lower overall card, and it's not technically a Field Pass free card. So we could see that. Not a lot of huge names on the wide receiver list, but Michael Pittman Jr., he has had cards that have kind of been disrespectful all year. Now, he re-signed with the Colts, so a player like that could end up seeing a card that gets double Colts chem. Again, this is all speculation. These are just things that, you know, we've seen in years past from the free agency promo. So all my people that maybe are playing MUT for the first time this year, I just want to give you somewhat of an exception, or not exception, but expectations on what we might see within this promo. Now, on the defensive side of it, I'm not really sure the routes that we're going to see here. It feels like a lot of the bigger names have re-signed with their existing teams on the defensive line. Maybe we see a New York Giants Brian Burns, but he did get a weekly wild card not too long ago. Patrick Queen is certainly due for a card. I just looked it up. His latest card was an 83 overall. I think it was a core elite. So Steelers fans and Ravens fans, even though they're probably a little sad, but they knew he was going anyway, you might see an upgrade with his card. Cornerback Jalen Johnson, he re-signed with the Bears, but he certainly could be due for an upgrade. Snead just recently got a new card with Team of the Year, so I wouldn't really expect that. One to look out for, a signing that just recently happened, was Jeremy Chin with the Washington Commanders. Chin has always been a very good MUT player. I think he's a pretty solid player IRL as well, but I would love to see him get a brand new card. So I just wanted to go through some of the more popular names, things to expect as far as players and team chemistries go. Now, free content last year, and I don't know if they're going to do the same exact thing this year, but what we saw last year, there was a welcome pack Marcus Peters card, and basically you had objectives that you needed to complete. Those would give you tokens, and eventually you could upgrade that card to, I think at the time, it was like a 93 or maybe 94 overall. It actually wasn't a bad free card at all, but it did not get all 32 team chems. That was kind of something I was expecting or hoping last year with a free agency promo. So I do think, I mean, they've been going the welcome pack route out a ton, even with the Team of the Year promo and Micah Parsons. I do expect some type of feature player from a welcome pack, and we should be getting a field pass since there's a little bit lack of XP as far as upgrading or leveling up the Season 5 field pass. So I do think we see a welcome pack free player. I do think that we see a field pass, and I said it a moment ago, I think we see 98 overall LTDs, 97 overall champions, and 94 overall heroes. There'll probably be lower overall cards as well. But if you want to prepare, and we got a little curveball with the Team of the Year promo. We got to put an asterisk next to it because you never know with EA, but I feel pretty confident in this one to build out those 97 overall free agency champions. It's going to require 5 94 overalls from any promo, similar to what we've seen on every big Thursday promo throughout the entire year. I think with the Team of the Year promo being the Team of the Year and what it is, that was the exception, and they did switch it up on us. I don't think that's going to be the norm. So if you want to prepare, if there's any names that we just talked about and players maybe on your favorite theme team, and listen, we have no idea how good these cards are going to end up being. We can only hope that they have good discounted abilities. I would not expect them to have any type of promo theme team. We do have the Sugar Rush / Easter promo that will be coming out next week, and I do expect us to see a theme team for Sugar Rush. So for this one, I think it's really going to be individual cards, and if they have good abilities, people will use them. If they don't, they're going to call the promo trash, and it should be very helpful to standard theme teams if you're building an NFL theme team. So if you want to prep for these cards, not knowing how good they're going to be, at the end of the day, it's going to require 5 94s. Right now, according to MUT.gg, 94s on average go for about 99,000 coins. So if you need 5 of them, we're going to round up to 100K. You can somewhat expect or pre-build these cards right now, not knowing who they are, not knowing the abilities, not knowing the attributes, but you can expect them to be about 500K or less, which isn't bad for day one promo cards. So if you want to get the snipe in here and try to find or try to pre-build some of these cards right now, the recommendation that I do on the auction house here is I'm going to go quality 94 to 95. If you look at the top, we hit L2, left trigger. On Xbox, we're sorted by newest, and I'm just going to go through each individual position, and we're going to try to scan that top row. If we don't see anything under 100K, because that's what I'm shooting for, we're going to move on to the next overall. Same thing here. We don't see anything under 100K. We're going to continue to move on to wide receiver. Normally skip fullback there. Once again, nothing. Hoping we can maybe find one card for a good example here. Everything seems to be a little bit inflated in price. Also, keep in mind that tomorrow weekly wildcards are coming out. So there's a 94 for 97K. If I were to be prepping, I would go ahead and buy that one. But weekly wildcards are coming out tomorrow, and they should see an overall increase. They didn't last week because it came out the day before Team of the Year. Now that Team of the Year has upped us one in overall, weekly wildcards should follow suit, and we should get a teaser or 2 or 3 on Twitter later tonight for weekly wildcards dropping tomorrow. So that would give us a couple new 94s in rotation. We haven't had content today, so people probably aren't opening up packs. Yesterday's AKAs weren't the most amazing cards, so the auction house is a little bit dry now, but this is basically what I would do is I would cycle through each individual position, and then also keep in mind that the way weekly wildcards are designed with the champions specifically, they require 1 specific weekly wildcard and then 4 others from any promo. So we're going to see 97 overall champions tomorrow in weekly wildcards. That not only is going to give us an influx of 94s, but if you want to pre-build, again, not knowing who those players are going to be tomorrow, you're going to need 4 94 overalls from any promo, and then 1 94 specifically from weekly wildcard and specific from that type. Like for this Deion Jones, you would need a veteran. If you want the Taylor Rapp card, you would need a rising star. But 94s right now are going to be like the next big thing. So if you can find them well under 100K, not a bad idea just to buy them to see if the prices go up. And if you want to pre-build any of the 97 overall free agency champions that we don't know who they're going to be, but we can take guesses like Saquon and Kirk Cousins and Russell Wilson and Patrick Queen and maybe Jeremy Chin, you can go out and get those cards now. So that's really the only thing you can do to prep. We'll get more information. The reveals for that promo will be Thursday morning, and the content will be coming out Thursday afternoon. If any other updates or teasers come out, of course, I got you covered with other videos, but that's what to do to prep and expect for the free agency promo in MUT 24. Thank you for watching. My name is Popular Stranger. I'm out. Peace.